Barcroft TV. 2 out of 3 videos that I made a series of called A Need to Be has garnished me many more views compared to the other videos that I've made throughout the history of my channel. It ranges to 5,000 views to 7,000. And that's a lot. So once again, I am relying on Barcroft TV to give me more viewers, to get me more subscribers. Because the content that they make gives me views, and the content that they have is uniquely bad. The fact that I'm responding to this right now is a fucking miracle. So, let's have the 4th installment of A Need to Be. And this one is a very special video because this girl, well, it's more of a trans girl. We can't really call it a girl, let's be honest. Just a child in drag. Oh my god. Barcroft 666. You asked me a question a long time ago about how I punish myself through these videos and not drink alcohol or do any drugs. How do I keep myself sane? The answer is video games and soda. Lots and lots of soda. Let's begin.
My name is Jamie Breezehoff and I am married. We have 3 children. They are 10, 8, and almost 3 years old.
The one with the pink hair is 10 years old and she's trans. Oh my fucking god. Oh boy.
So I write a blog called I Am Totally That Mom. In the past few years, my blog has really become more focused on our journey with a transgender child.
Something tells me that she has a fucking agenda with that blog as to push the idea that children could be transgender. Let's be honest. There's no way in the world that a child could be transgender. A child could barely understand the concept of gender.
So Rebekah has always been gender nonconforming.
How? How exactly is she gender nonconforming? Like why? Because she sometimes dress up more feminine than masculine? Jesus fucking Christ! That's like if Barcroft 666 decided to put his long ass hair in a ponytail, wear a fucking dress, and then people just say, oh look, he's not really a cross-dresser, he's gender non-conforming. Oh god, now I have Barcroft 666 in a dress. Oh
no. As young as 2 or 3, she gravitated to typically feminine things.
I am 100% convinced that this is not something that's truly legit. Because what child, at the age of 2, mind you, would dye their hair pink? A child doesn't even understand how to dye their own hair, let alone understanding why people dye their hair. The parents have an agenda. That's it. There's nothing more to say. It's just nothing more than a mere cash grab. That's it. Cash grab. This is worse than the 9/11 movie that's about to come out this year. Because at the very least there's some form of effort into making these movies. That I could be proving wrong, that something might come out of this. Something good will come out. Nothing good can come out of this. It's just gonna piss people off, and they know it.
She loved pink and sparkles and all things girly.
It's a phase. There's nothing more to say. Just a massive phase.
And that was fine with us.
This is a soft blanket that I have, and it says Benjamin on it, so we put it with my Benjamin box.
As
You can't be serious. You just can't. No. 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 Yeah. Yeah. It's real. It's totally real. I knew it. I fucking knew it. It's just why? Why would you even create something like this? I'll tell you why. Because you want to make money. That you're trying to push a fucking agenda. No one does that. No transgender that I know of is going to do that. Would ever do that.
As her gender nonconformity intensified, we started to notice some distress around things like being grouped with boys at school or in activities. So by the time she was 7, all of this kind of hit a crisis point, and her anxiety was crippling, and her depression was becoming life-threatening.
Hopefully you didn't visit that psychiatrist that helped blinded a woman, because that guy should be fired. I really did hope that you actually at least travel to some hospital and try to figure out why he was like this.
And we were at a loss.
There's a picture of me. I don't look so happy.
We were faced with a 7-year-old kid who wanted to die. One time she punched out the screen in her second-story window and tried to jump out.
That's why antidepressants exist. You take them and it helps you mellow out. I don't take antidepressants, but sometimes I wish I did.
The hardest part of all this was when I didn't transition and I was not happy and it didn't feel right.
So we sought the support of a gender specialist.
Gender specialist! Not some doctor, not some psychiatrist. A gender specialist. Fucking brilliant. It explains everything. Fuck! Fucking hell! Fuck! 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 A gender specialist!
And so through conversations there, Rebekah came to tell us, no, this is definitely me. I'm a girl. I'm a girl in my head and my heart.
I felt like I was a girl because I liked the color pink and I liked girls' clothes.
You know, the feminists usually complain that women should not be forced into these gender roles. Rather, they shouldn't be associated with the color pink. And yet, here we are with a transgender girl who is obsessed with the color pink. This just boggles my mind. War Corp 666. Buddy, you're gonna need at least 3 more bottles of beer before you tackle this one. I know you're watching this. I know that you're going to watch my videos because you and I were like best buds. You love to watch my videos. You love it when I get pissed off. You love it when I'm like this. Buddy, you're gonna need more than 3 bottles of beer. Trust me.
How they wore their hair and stuff.
This is what you think girls do? Constantly wearing pink? Constantly dyeing their hair pink? Yeah, no. This is a stereotype of what girls do. If you were any more pinker than what you actually are, you would look like this girl right here. Oh yes, this one. Princess whatever the fuck her face is. You know, this movie I thought was going to be terrible, but it's actually pretty good. But I digress. This is not what a girl is supposed to be. You are a stereotype of the most feminine type of girl there is. And I'm baffled that you exist.
At the time, it was the happiest I'd ever seen her, frolicking through the girls section of the clothing store, picking out clothes and seeing what she liked.
So, I think the more likely reason is that you actually put antidepressant in her food and then convince her that she's actually a girl. You know, we need that, you know, that special little snowflake. Seriously, what parent would dye their children's hair at the age of 2? Especially in that color. I would hate to see a transgender female to male who constantly wear blue because, you know, boys love blue, right? Oh dear God.
She was just a different kid. It was like a cloud lifted.
It feels good to have like a sister instead of a brother, since I already have a baby brother and I think a big brother would just be too much for me.
Poor soul, brainwashed by your own parents.
When I see pictures of Ben, I just think of it as part of my past, and now I'm me.
When she told me, I didn't believe her. I was shocked, and I was like, I don't believe you. That is not true.
There are not many of us would actually blame her.
Rebekah really doesn't like thinking about the medical side of this. She doesn't want to develop into a man. So medically transitioning involves a lot of different steps, and every transgender person chooses their own adventure. For Rebekah, the first steps will be puberty blockers, which will pause puberty and prevent her from going through male puberty and developing secondary male characteristics like facial hair and a deeper voice and an Adam's apple that are irreversible. The next step would be cross hormones. So Rebekah's a natal male, and so she would take estrogen to develop and go through female puberty. As far as surgery, she hasn't indicated a desire for that, but that is a decision she gets to make down the road anyway.
Hard to believe that a 10-year-old would understand all of that, because it's a 10-year-old. No, no. This girl started transitioning at the age of what, 7? Oh my God.
That's not something she would do before she's 18.
I'm always worried about a reaction with Rebekah, both in the community and the church in the world. I'm very worried about how the world's going to treat her because I see a lot of ugliness in the world.
That ugliness you're talking about is actually us. telling this individual that she's not really transgender and her parents are actually just pushing an agenda. Think about it. What child would dye their hair at the age of 2 or 3? The parents are convinced that Rebekah, or whatever the fuck her name is gender non-conforming because she constantly wears feminine clothing. No one does this. No one. What? No one. And what parent would go to a gender specialist rather than some doctor or psychiatrist to study the mental health of this child? Why would that be your very first instinct? Because you're trying to push an agenda.
On a regular basis.
So this is a picture I put up on my blog Facebook page that went pretty crazy viral. It started out with some really wonderful comments and lots of affirmation, but if I keep scrolling here, so I've got this one. This is embarrassing. First, she is what? 10? I think I read. Okay, at 10, she isn't mature enough to make this decision. This decision was forced on her by her parents. This is a form of abuse not recognized. Parents forming their child into a social media spotlight, seeking their 15 minutes of fame. I do honor her courage to stand in front of people and speak what she feels due to the forced dialogue of her parents. This whole transgender issue is a mental illness, but it's cool because you have parents forcing their kids into it. We haven't had anyone in our community, in our families, say that we are pushing this on to her.
Pretty much hanging out with the wrong crowd, because I have never seen someone like her before. And if you were there, right in front of me, I would tell you that you are pushing an agenda right in your freaking face.
We have had that through social media and through my blog and that kind of thing, who goes so far as to say this is child abuse and we should have our children taken away and that we are sick and we need mental health and everything else. And luckily, every major medical organization says otherwise.
Let's consider the following, that she does suffer from gender dysphoria, therefore she must transition to male or female in order to be happy, and thus improving her life. That's totally fine. I will admit that I was wrong, and that they made the right choice to transition. If the entire community that she's surrounded by have no problem with her transitioning to male or female, then why is this even why is this even news? Why the fuck would you go out on a limb to promote this shit? It's just another average everyday transgender, right? And there are transgenders out there, and I put this in heavy quotation, transgender, who's far more younger than this one, who's transitioning to male or female and vice versa. I've seen someone who made a video where there's this child that's like 2 years old and already transitioning to male or female. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I believe that this is nothing more than something that National Geographic and every other news site is just trying to do. They're trying to push an agenda. And that's where I have to say no. This has to stop. Because why? Why would you even bother?
And every medical professional we've seen says otherwise. And so we feel pretty confident that we have the best resources we can and that we've supported her the best way we can and that we've gotten the support we needed as parents.
Our hopes for Rebekah's future are that she gets to be who she is as boldly as she wants to be. And that, folks are going to accept her for who she is. And I guess at some point that being transgender is something that she can advocate for, but isn't going to be a limit for her in terms of who she is and who she wants to be as an adult.
I said before, she's the worst type of stereotype a girl can be, constantly being feminine and constantly dyeing her hair pink. Who does that? Who in their right mind does this shit? I mean, holy shit! Just imagine her in her 20s or 30s and her wardrobe constantly filled with nothing more than pink dresses and just pink hats, pink everything. It's a man's worst nightmare. You gotta have some form of diversity. Hell, my t-shirts, yeah, sure, most of them are, you know, very dark colors, like, you know, dark red, black, sometimes very dark gray. But there are bright colors there too, like bright green, bright orange. I prefer to wear dark colors, but that doesn't mean I don't have some form of diversity. This is not how a girl is supposed to be. This is an insult to all girls.
I want to make a difference in the world by speaking out and spreading hopeful messages.
Hi, my name is Rebekah. I am a transgender girl. I've been living as myself since I was 8 years old, and now I am 10. This is who I am. My friends don't even believe me when I tell them that I'm transgender.
There's just no counter-argument here. You guys can judge for yourselves. You know, links down in the description. You can watch the video, judge for yourself, come back to me, and tell me on how disgusting this shit is. Go on, I'll wait.
I'm just a girl.
I want to send the message of you are not alone and you are safe to other transgender kids.
Okay, listen. I have no problem if you're transitioning to male, female, and vice versa in your later years. If you're like, you know, a teenager somewhere around the age of 14 to 15 and you're transitioning, then you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm willing to set the bar that low. But this is a child. And like I said before, in this particular video, I pointed out on how this is nothing more than a tactical ploy to get popularity once again. From having your child's hair at the age of 2 dyed pink, claiming that your child is gender non-conforming because she's more feminine, and you know, having him grow up to be this ultimate stereotype of a girl, constantly wearing pink, constantly dyeing her hair pink. And instead of going to a doctor, a professional doctor, or a psychiatrist, then some gender professionalist. I am convinced that this is nothing more than a cheap way to gain fame. And listen. If this girl, Rebekah, does end up still transitioning to male or female, you know, growing up, even in, you know, in her 20s, 30s, you know what? That's fine. I have no problem with that. But this might cause some trouble. And I hate to break it to you, it's just hard to believe. This is nothing more than marketing, brainwashing. And that's all there is to say. There is no such thing as a transgender child. Only parents abusing their children into thinking that there's something unique. It's been seen time and time again. And yet, when we call them out on it, they call us transphobic. Well, guess what? I have plenty of transphobic, transgender friends, and I have my audience have a couple transgenders, and they find this disgusting. It's not many of them, but still, they exist. There is nothing more disgusting than this shit right here. And these parents should be ashamed of themselves.